Okay, so now I'm going to show you how we will use the Sidewinders in a braided style, like with V's hair. And I'm pretty excited about using the Sidewinders in place of beads because they're so fast. Normally, you can see I have a lot of tubs of beads like this. I have tons of these little beading tools. So when I go to do a style for her that's going to have many, many beads in it, I take a lot of time, picking through my beads, finding just the right colors, loading them all up, and that's pretty time consuming. So the really great thing about the Sidewinders is that it cuts down on that time. They're a little more expensive than beads, but you can see here that one Sidewinder is about the length of around like 8 beads. So you're getting a little more for your money, but they are more expensive, and I have a lot of beads, so I wouldn't be replacing my whole bead collection with Sidewinders, but they are fun to use for different things. And another thing about them compared to beads is that I can fit a thicker braid inside of them. They can actually hold a lot thicker of a braid than I expected, and a lot more hair, like with little e, than I expected. Okay, so think what I was going to do. Okay, so attaching them to the hair, or to the braid, like how to end them and get them to stay on, is something I've been kind of toying with. You can see on these ones up here, I got that, because they're not going to sit, the braids aren't quite thick enough, and I want them to come all the way down to the bottom of the braid. If I shoved them up to the top of the braid, they'd probably stay on by themselves, but I want them down at the bottom of the braid, so I have to find a way to hold them on. And so for these, you can kind of see this. I ended up wrapping a rubber band around them. I'm going to twist this up a little bit so you can see the purple one. Like, I got to the end and I wrapped the braid around and then wrapped a rubber band around it. I didn't really love the way that that was working. It looks okay when I then cover it up with the pink one, twist it down. It looks okay, but I just didn't love the method. So then I got the idea to put a bead on the bottom. And as you can see here, I put the bead on the bottom of my braid, and I don't know if you can see that rubber band, but I put the bead on and then tied it up with the rubber band the way that I normally would when I just am putting beads on the braid. And then I can just slide the Sidewinder down over, honey, that's noisy, over top of the rubber band, and you don't even see the rubber band, and that's going to hold them on really great. So I'm only needing to do 1 bead per braid instead of 6 or 8 beads per braid, which is making it a lot faster. So if you want to back up. So I was able to just pick out the pink and purple ones I want, put them all on 1 beater, and I'm only using 1 per braid, and so that's saving me a lot of time. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I put them on the braid, and it's pretty similar to how I put them on E's hair, but I'm going to take 1 of each color, 1 pink and 1 purple. I'm going to just grab the braid, stick it in there, and wind. Super fast. Even easier really than with E's hair because it's all braided together. So I've got 2 in there, and then I'm just going to twist, 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 twist until they're joined together. And then I'm going to take my beater and put 1 bead on, fold up the end of the hair, take my little rubber band, the bead on like that, and then I can just slide this down and twist it together a little bit more, slide that down, and done. So that's really fast, and it's kind of fun to do too. So we'll show you one more close up. Let me get another pink one. Okay, so I'm going to take the braid, put the pink one on, wind, 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 push it up out of my way, take the purple one, wind, 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 and then twist as they go together. And then I'm going to put my purple bead on. fold up the end of the hair. Put my rubber band around a few times. I like to pull the rubber band up a little bit to hold that little tail of the braid in. I'm gonna push this down and wind my pink one down there, down. So really fast. And I love these pink and purple ones. I think they're my favorite. I love the way they look against the dark color of V's hair. And I just think it makes for a super cute style and something a little different than beads.